Hello everyone and welcome back to another GTA Online guide video. Today I'll be doing a viewer request. Well, sort of. They asked me if stock wheels were better than high-end wheels in races, and I didn't really know the answer to that question. I've never really done any testing on this matter before, until now. Personally, through my vast experience of racing, I've always just put wheels that looked the coolest on every car that I had. I never once really considered if the wheel style of all the wheels to choose from made any difference to the grip. It's a very interesting subject to look at, so I've done some testing. The contenders for the testing that I'm doing are stock, high-end and off-road wheels, and they're all going to be bolted onto the same car for controlled tests. So if there's any difference between how the car performs in the tests, it would be the tyres. Anyways, the test that I've come up with to test the grip of the car in different situations is the good old drag race, the high-speed corner test, and the off-road launch test. Let's begin with a simple drag race down the runway. Again, this is the same car the wheels are mounted on, and the wheels used are all displayed on screen, so let's see what the results are. This mainly tests the launch speed of a car, and having a good grip on the road, in real life anyways, is essential to getting a great launch. So as the car reaches the end of the runway on all three tests, we can see that the car, give or take a few frames, finished at the exact same time. So in this test there was no difference to what wheels the car was using. Anyways, on to the next test. This is where I drive down the runway until a certain point in which I lock the steering all the way in one direction and see what kind of driving line the car makes with the different wheels attached. A lot of racers out there will talk about something called maximum grip, and essentially maximum grip is how fast a car can take a corner at high speed before losing its grip and over and under steering into a barricade on the side of the road. It would make sense that having wheels designed for tarmac etc. would perform better than an off-road wheel in this test, right? As you can see from this test, we can see that there was barely any difference to the driving line when the car took the corner. The most probable reason the car had slight variations was through my own input to the car. Reaction time to hitting the turn mark, driving in a straight line, as well as the angle give or take a few degrees of rotation will have all influenced this test. But on the most part, the footage looks pretty much identical to each other with all the wheels attached, so again this proves that there wasn't really any difference in regards to maximum grip. And now it's time to carry on to the off-road launch test. Basically it's like the drag race as shown earlier, only I'm lined up to the mark whilst on the grass by the side of the road. It's a very short drag race to get to the other side of these markings rather than running down the entire runway. It would make sense that in this test the off-road tyres would substantially improve the launch speed of the car while on the grass, but let's see. Nope, the car performed exactly the same no matter what wheels were attached to it. So all in all, through these tests we can clearly see that the cars in GTA Online are not affected by the wheels you attach to them, which is a pretty big letdown to be honest. It would have added a bit more depth to racing in GTA Online. People would have more consideration as to what kind of terrain they're going to be driving on and equip their cars accordingly. Especially if a race were to take place over different biomes, the first half of a race being in the city, but then the second half you're climbing up Mount Chiliad. But alas, that is not the case, and the only considerations you have to take when GTA racing is how heavy your car is to make sure that people don't pit maneuver you off the road just because they're scrub drivers who throw their toys out of the pram. And on that note, I hope you found this video interesting. Keep posting your comments, let me know what I should do as a video next, and I will see you in the upcoming videos. See you around.